Today, we count down the top 5 highest-paid Caribbean leaders, moving from number 5 to number 1, exploring their salaries, careers, and the stories that define them. At number 5 stands Philip Edward "Brave" Davis, the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, who earns an annual salary of approximately $86,000. The man known as Brave has lived up to his name throughout his life and career, navigating one of the region's most complex economies with a steady and compassionate hand. Born and raised on the picturesque Cat Island, Davis's early years were marked by simplicity and perseverance. His father, a firefighter, and his mother, a homemaker, instilled in him values of hard work and humility, traits that became his guiding principles. As a young man, Davis worked tirelessly to educate himself, eventually becoming one of the Bahamas' top attorneys before turning to politics. His journey from humble beginnings to Prime Minister is nothing short of inspirational. Davis has long been associated with the Progressive Liberal Party, PLP, where he served in various leadership capacities before assuming the highest office in 2021. His rise was built on a foundation of public trust and a deep sense of national service. Under his leadership, the Bahamas has faced enormous challenges, from economic recovery after hurricanes to the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. Yet Davis's calm determination has kept the nation afloat. He has focused on rebuilding tourism, strengthening climate resilience, and pushing for fairer economic opportunities for Bahamians. Despite earning the lowest salary on this list, Davis's contribution is monumental. In a nation where tourism drives much of the economy, his leadership has centered on sustainable development, ensuring that the island's natural beauty remains both protected and profitable. At number 4 is Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, the President of Guyana, who earns around $98,300 annually. His name has become synonymous with transformation. The leader of a small nation suddenly thrust into the global spotlight as one of the world's newest oil economies. Born in 1980, Irfan Ali grew up in a modest family in Leonora, West Coast Demerara. He was a bright student, earning multiple degrees in economics, urban planning, and international business. His intellectual foundation became the cornerstone of a career defined by vision and pragmatism. Before becoming president, Ali served in key ministerial roles, including as Minister of Housing and Water, where he earned a reputation for creating affordable housing and improving urban infrastructure. His hands-on approach won him praise from both citizens and colleagues. When he was elected president in August 2020, Guyana stood on the brink of a major economic revolution. The discovery of vast offshore oil reserves had turned the country into a hotbed of international investment. Under Ali's leadership, Guyana began to navigate this new frontier, balancing rapid economic growth with social equity and environmental responsibility. Ali's presidency has focused on building a modern, inclusive economy. He has pushed for new roads, bridges, and housing projects, while emphasizing education and technology as tools for national progress. His government's strategy aims to ensure that the oil wealth benefits all Guyanese, not just the elite. Earning under $100,000 a year, Ali's salary is modest compared to the global stage, but his influence far surpasses the figure. He has become one of the Caribbean's youngest and most dynamic leaders, respected for his diplomacy, intelligence, and long-term vision. As Guyana continues to grow, Irfan Ali's legacy is still being written, one policy, one investment, and one transformation at a time. His leadership marks a new era for Guyana, one where prosperity, innovation, and equality move hand in hand. At number 3 is a name that has become synonymous with Caribbean pride. Mia Amor Motley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, earning about $105,950 per year. A leader of both intellect and inspiration, Motley has become one of the most recognized Caribbean figures on the global stage. Born in 1965 into a family deeply connected to public service, Mia's political path seemed destined. Yet she has forged her own legacy through grit, eloquence, and fearlessness. Educated in London and Barbados, she entered politics young, driven by a passion to reform and uplift her nation. In 2018, she shattered history by becoming Barbados's first female prime minister, a moment that symbolized a generational shift in Caribbean politics. Since then, she has led with unmatched energy, reshaping her country's economy, modernizing its institutions, and championing bold global causes. One of her defining moments came in 2021, when Barbados officially removed Queen Elizabeth II as its head of state, transitioning to a republic under Motley's leadership. It was a powerful declaration of full sovereignty, signaling that the Caribbean was ready to stand tall on its own terms. Motley's fiery speeches at global summits, from the United Nations to COP climate conferences, have made her a moral voice for small nations battling the effects of climate change. Her calls for climate justice, equitable financing, and reform of global institutions have resonated far beyond Barbados's shores. Coming in at number 2 is Luis Abinadar, the President of the Dominican Republic, with an annual salary of approximately $120,000. Abinadar represents a rare blend of business savvy, political intelligence, and disciplined governance, a combination that has propelled the Dominican Republic into one of the Caribbean's fastest-growing economies. Born into a prominent family with deep roots in industry and politics, Abinadar's upbringing gave him both privilege and purpose. He studied economics and business administration, earning degrees from respected institutions in the Dominican Republic and the United States. Before entering politics, he built a successful career in the private sector, managing large family enterprises in tourism, construction, and manufacturing. His business background shaped his pragmatic leadership style, one that focuses on results, efficiency, and innovation. When he became president in 2020, the Dominican Republic was facing multiple crises: a pandemic, economic slowdown, and social inequality. But Abinadar's steady leadership restored public confidence. He strengthened healthcare, boosted tourism recovery, and modernized public administration. Under his governance, the Dominican Republic has experienced impressive GDP growth, driven by tourism, remittances, and foreign investment. Abinadar has also emphasized digital transformation, transparency, and anti-corruption reforms, all of which have enhanced the country's international standing. At the very top of the list is Jennifer Geerling-Simons, one of the most respected and influential figures in Suriname's political history, earning an annual salary of approximately $133,560. Geerling-Simons began her political journey in 1996, when she was first elected as a member of the National Assembly, representing the Paramaribo district, the nation's capital. She was re-elected multiple times, serving as a member of parliament until 2020. During this period, she held the position of chairwoman of the National Assembly of Suriname for 2 terms, from 2010 to 2020, making her the second woman to hold this significant role. She also served as one of the vice chairpersons of the National Democratic Party, NDP. She was the leader of the party's parliamentary faction from 2000 to 2006, after announcing her retirement from politics in 2020. On July 13, 2024, she succeeded controversial Desi Bouteflika's former president and convicted drug trafficker as the leader of the National Democratic Party. His death on December 23, 2024, placed her at the forefront of Surinamese politics leading into the May 25, 2025 general elections. Following the May 2025 elections, in which no single party secured an outright majority, Geerling Simon's National Democratic Party, NDP, emerged with the most seats. Demonstrating her leadership, on May 27, 2025, just 2 days after the elections, she swiftly formed a six-party coalition. This coalition, which formally ratified its agreement on June 1, 2025, commands 34 of the 51 parliamentary seats, providing the two-thirds majority required to elect the president. Consequently, Jennifer Geerling Simons became Suriname's first female president. Please subscribe for more.